Welcome to modern Stoic insights, certain how to captivate her and maintain her attention. And while those things are significant, what's often more crucial are the 5 things you must never do with a woman if you want her respect, her desire, and her genuine attraction are the ones you must avoid at all costs. This is where most men make the mistake of assuming that if they just try harder, if they are nicer, if they give more, if they go out of their way to please her, they will win her over. However, the worst part is that most men don't even realize they're making these mistakes. They keep wondering why she lost interest, why she pulled away, and why she suddenly started treating them differently. By the time they figure it out, it's already too late. The first is to never ask for her approval. This is one of the greatest attraction killers, yet most men are unaware that they are doing it. It may take many different shapes, such as a desire for continual reinforcement. Do you still like me? Are you mad at me over explaining yourself? I just wanted to make sure you didn't misunderstand me, asking for permission to be yourself. Is it okay if I say this? Fishing for compliments. Do you think I'm funny? Am I attractive to you? At its core, validation seeking is about insecurity. It's about placing your sense of worth in her hands instead of standing firm in who you are. And here's the truth. Women don't want to be your emotional caretaker the moment she feels like she's responsible for making you feel good about yourself. The attraction starts to die. She wants a man who already knows his own worth, not someone waiting for her to tell him he's enough. So how do you stop one? Detach from her reaction. Oh, if you say something funny, don't look at her to see if she laughed. If you make a decision, don't second-guess it based on her opinion. Stand firm. 2. Give validation. Don't seek it. Oh, instead of needing her to confirm your worth, turn the tables. Observe her challenge, her compliment, her in a way that shows you see her depth, not just her beauty. 3. Remember that she is drawn to confidence rather than neediness. Oh, confidence isn't about arrogance, it's about having faith in oneself, whether or not she agrees. A guy who doesn't look for approval is one who commands respect, and a man who demands respect compels attraction. Never hold her in high regard. There is a dangerous misconception that many men have that if they treat a woman like a queen, she will treat them like a king. However, most men are unaware that attraction is based on respect, not worship, and a woman cannot respect you if you act like she is above you. This does not mean that you should treat her badly. Rather, it means that you should treat her like a human, not a goddess, because the truth is that she wants to be challenged, intrigued, and engaged, not worshipped. She wants a man who stands next to her, not beneath her. So how do you stop putting her on a pedestal? Don't be too complimentary, and if you keep telling her how wonderful she is, she will stop believing it. A guy who puts a woman on a pedestal often does so because he has nothing else going for him. Compliments are most effective when they are earned, and rare too. Have your own life owing. Get busy, set goals, and have a purpose. 3. Call her out. Oh, if she acts disrespectfully, say something. If she's acting entitled, don't put up with it. A woman respects a man who sets limits and stands his ground. A woman falls for a man because she feels something genuine when she's with him. Real attraction doesn't exist in fantasy. 3. Never allow a woman to take charge of your relationship. She will test you, not because she is cruel or manipulative, but rather because she wants to know who you are. She will try your patience, confidence, and ability to stand your own, and if you fail, she will no longer respect you. The worst thing a man can do is to allow a woman to control the course of the relationship. This occurs when you comply with everything she says to maintain harmony and allow her to make all the decisions out of fear of upsetting her. You constantly apologize, even when you have done nothing wrong. A woman doesn't want to be in charge. She wants to trust that you can lead. Guidance. The fourth factor is that a woman may trust a guy who knows where he's going and sticks to his course. If you let her take charge, she will despise you. Never be scared to go. There is nothing that ruins attraction more quickly than a guy who fears losing a woman. Men will put themselves in danger if they fear losing a lady. To keep her around, you have to put up with rudeness and circumstances that exhaust you, yet here's the paradox. Because she understands he's not with her out of desperation, but rather voluntarily, the guy who retains a woman the longest is the one who is least terrified of losing her. A man who stays because he wants to, not because he has to, is a man who commands respect. And respect is the cornerstone of all attraction. However, when you fear losing her, you become overly accommodative, stop establishing boundaries, and put up with disrespect and bad behavior because you don't want to upset her. By doing this, you give her the impression that your value is dependent on her presence. Women want to sense that you would be okay with or without them, which is why it's powerful to walk away. They don't want to be your purpose or the thing keeping you together. When a man walks away, he's saying, I have standards, I have boundaries, and if they're not met, I'm gone. This has a profound psychological impact on a woman because she realizes this man is uncommon. Walking away isn't about playing games, forcing her to chase you, or proving anything. It's about respect for oneself. In order to keep her around, most men would go to great lengths, alter their personalities, and take less than they deserve. But a guy who can walk away is one who has alternatives, and a man with options is one who is inherently appealing. The psychological impact of leaving: women are wired to be attracted to men who value themselves. If you can't leave a situation that isn't working for you, it tells her that you don't think you can do better, that you are emotionally dependent on her, and that you will do anything to keep her around. However, when you leave, you set off a deep instinctive reaction in her, recognizing that she sees you as a man who isn't afraid to lose her and that she needs to do everything in her best to keep you. This is because, in reality, women don't want a man they can control. They want a man they have to earn the right to leave, and that disrespect can take many forms. Dismissing your thoughts, making fun of your ambitions, and continuously testing your patience. The moment you put up with it, you teach her that it's okay. 2. When she engages in mind games, or when she's constantly alternating between being hot and cold, or when she's dragging you along, or when she likes to make you feel unsure of your position, these are power plays, not love. 3. When she loses interest in you or pulls away, not interacting with you or treating you like an option, match her energy and depart. If she values you, she will notice your absence. How to leave with strength. Don't make a big deal out of it. Simply leave like a weak man. Try to create a scene or say something like, "You'll regret this, strong man," but they just vanish. 2. Don't make it about her. Instead, make it about you. 3. Don't walk away to punish her. Instead, walk away because you won't remain in a position that doesn't benefit you. The greatest error guys do is to walk away and then check in with her via text or hope she returns. If you leave, you wander forever. Ultimate reality. Women are drawn to certainty, not the kind that comes from arrogance or false bravado, but the kind that comes from a man who knows himself and doesn't waver, shift, or mold himself to fit someone else's expectations. A man who can walk away is a man who chooses his own self-respect over temporary comfort, and that is the kind of man that a woman never wants to lose. Thing 5. A man who is inconsistent, who says one thing but does another, who changes his personality like a chameleon, will always lose a woman's respect because she deep down longs for something stable, a foundation that doesn't crumble. Sad to say, most men fail this test without even realizing it. They believe they are being adaptable and changing their humor, values, and opinions to avoid conflict and to be liked. But what they fail to see is that every time they shift to please someone else, they lose a little bit of their authenticity, which is the quickest way to kill attraction. Under pressure, a presence that doesn't dissolve when challenged. A man who, no matter where he is, remains himself. Women's natural tendency is to look for stability in a partner. Not simply material or social stability, but something far more profound, like emotional and psychological stability. This is due to the fact that, from a biological standpoint, a woman's survival, particularly in the past, depended on her selecting a man she could trust, a man who would remain strong in danger, who wouldn't break under pressure, who wouldn't say one thing and do another. Therefore, when a man exhibits inconsistent behavior, mood swings, or acts one way in public but differently in private, her instincts warn her that he is dangerous. She may not even be aware of it, but she will begin to distance herself from him, test him more, and become less attracted to him, not because he is a horrible man, but rather because he isn't reliable. How inconsistency kills attraction is that, in the first place, it causes her to doubt who you really are. In the second place, she will begin to doubt your words, second-guess your intentions, and eventually lose interest. In the third place, it signals weakness rather than adaptability. In the first place, a strong man can be fun at a party, serious in a meeting, and consoling to a friend while staying the same person at his core. And in the third place, a man who completely changes depending on his environment makes him appear weak, as if he requires outside approval to function. She won't know which version of you to trust, and a woman who doesn't trust you can never truly desire you the power of being unshakable. Oh, if you say you love intense conversations one day and then act as though you don't care about anything serious the next. Oh, if you talk about commitment 1 minute and then avoid the subject the next. Even today, the most attractive men are those who stand their ground, not in an aggressive, stubborn way, but in a way that says, "This is who I am, I will evolve, I will grow, but I will never betray myself," and that is rare, that is powerful. Take Marcus Aurelius, the Roman emperor, philosopher, and leader, for example. Despite all the chaos around him, he remained firm in his principles, never changing based on public opinion. Bruce Lee, on the other hand, adapted in battle, yes, but at his core remained true to his philosophy, discipline, and essence. Ways to stop being inconsistent: establish your values and uphold them. If you don't know what you stand for, you'll fall for anything. Spend some time figuring out what matters to you, and once you do, don't compromise on them because things become awkward. Be the same man in every circumstance, whether you're with your boss, your best friend, or a woman. You are drawn to the same individual. When necessary, modify your strategy, but never change your character. 3. When your words and deeds don't line up, you lose credibility and attraction wanes. Attraction isn't only about what you do, it's also about what you refuse to put up with. Oh, if you say you'll do something, do it. If you say you have a specific attitude, live by it. A man who puts a woman on a pedestal, gives her control over the relationship, or is inconsistent in his identity, loses respect, power, and eventually appeal. In contrast, a man who puts himself first, knows his value, leads fearlessly, and never compromises his self-respect. That is the guy she remembers, the man she values, and the man she wants, since it is uncommon to find a man who is unflinching in a world full of men who bend, break, and plead. Therefore, consider if you are the kind of man you want. If you thought this was helpful, please subscribe for more insights. A woman can't help but respect you, or are you simply another male vying for her approval? Stay resilient and focused, and I'll see you at the next one.